I'm Ben, and I'm back with my 185,000 mile Mazda Speed 3. The first thing I did was install BC coilovers, and if you want to see me struggle, I made a YouTube video about it. That fixed the majority of the clunks and rattles, but I'm a perfectionist, so I decided to replace the entire front suspension. I actually bought these parts a few months ago, but signing up for the HPDE day at Sebring was just the thing I needed to stop procrastinating. And I actually replaced the outer tie rods previously, so the goal for the day was to replace the control arms with new control arms and bushings, and the front end links. This was actually a pretty easy job to do, minus the fact that I forgot to go get a ball joint removal tool and had to go rent one from AutoZone. But all it took to get the ball joint out was a little bit of persuasion and beating the control arm with a hammer. I think the Mazda enjoys BDSM, because this went on for quite a while. And it definitely needed new ball joints, because the old ones were ripped open and slathered in grease. While I was in there, I replaced the front sway bar bushings. Technically, they seemed okay, but it made sense to replace them because I already ordered them, and they're easily accessible with the control arms out. Following that logic, I also replaced the front end links, which required some interesting gymnastics to hit with the impact. I decided against replacing the inner tie rods even though I have new ones sitting in my garage. The old ones still have a bit of life in them, and honestly, I didn't have the mental capacity to do it. Hopefully I don't regret that choice. Figuring out how to get the control arm out was an easy job for the most part. Figuring out how to get it back in took me an embarrassingly long time. And thanks to Mazda's friction-held ball joints, trying to get the ball joint into the knuckle was the bane of my existence. After spending way too long jacking up the control arm and dropping it, eventually I saw something online that said to loosen the top of the strut to give it some wiggle room. And what do you know? That did it. So I buttoned everything up, and as per usual, it took me 4 hours to do the job on the passenger's side. And I got baited by the weather forecast, so I ran out of daylight and had to do the driver's side the next day. And the driver's side got done in record-breaking time. It took me an hour to replace everything and put it all back together. Also peep my rock climbing skills while I was tightening the bushing. That's a nice tow hook right there. So at this point, that's the entire front suspension rebuilt minus the inner tie rods. And with less than a month to go until the HPDE day, it's crunch time. But yeah,